was the most influential person in your development as a
Johan
coach?
Cruyff by far. He helped me to love that game, to understand a little bit the secrets in the way he believes or he felt.
Pass the ball because they jump. And when they jump, the space.
You've seen the trophies. You've seen the scorelines. You've seen the passing sequences that look less like football and more like choreography. But what you haven't seen, what almost nobody ever sees, is the hidden structure, the invisible framework, the philosophical spine behind everything Manchester City does under Pep Guardiola. Because Guardiola doesn't win by tactics alone. He wins by redefining the concept of football itself. And inside City's training ground, behind closed doors, beyond the cameras, beyond the microphones, beyond even the tactical whiteboards, there are rules. Invisible rules. Rules that control movement, tempo, spacing, risk, rhythm, emotion, and even thought. Rules that no commentator ever talks about. Rules that most coaches don't even understand. Rules that have quietly reshaped modern football without the world noticing. Today, we're pulling back the curtain, not on City's tactics, but on City's philosophy, the blueprint of dominance that Guardiola has passed from Barcelona to Bayern to Manchester, refining it, sharpening it, evolving it into something colder, smarter, more precise, and almost unbeatable. This isn't a story about patterns of play. It's a story about how Guardiola engineers reality. The invisible rule has honed. Think with the ball, run without it. Inside City training, players are drilled with a simple but brutal expectation. When the ball is at your feet, you are a computer. Cold, rational, correct. But when you don't have the ball, you are a ghost. Invisible, constantly moving to create passing lanes that don't exist yet. Guardiola tells his players, you must be free when the ball arrives. That means decisions must happen before possession. Guardiola's players never react. They anticipate. They already occupy the correct square, the correct angle, the correct orientation before the pass is even played. That's why City looks slow, until the moment they look impossibly fast. It's not explosiveness. It's pre-calculation. This is philosophy, not tactics. Invisible rule #2. The ball is the first defender. Most teams defend with bodies. Guardiola defends with possession. In City training, Guardiola repeats constantly, when we lose the ball must be far from danger. This is not a metaphor. It's a measurable requirement. City structure their positional play so that if the ball is lost, the opponent receives it in a place that is tactically useless. That's why City's shape is rigid, why their width is controlled, why the interior passing lanes are never too crowded or too empty. City are arranged so that every pass carries a defensive function. The ball itself is a shield. Invisible rule. #3. Fix the man. Free the space. In Guardiola's world, players have two identities. Fixers who hold their position to freeze defenders. Liberators who receive the space created by that freeze. This is why City fullbacks invert. Why wingers stay absurdly wide. Why Rodri never drifts unnecessarily. Why De Bruyne and Bernardo operate between shadows. When a player fixes his marker, he sacrifices his own movement to manipulate the opponent's defensive shape. He becomes static but powerful, because his stillness forces defenders to stay honest. And while defenders are frozen by the fixer, the liberator receives freedom. This is philosophy. Football as geometry. Invisible rule #4. Never run to the ball. Run where the ball will be. This rule separates City from everyone else. Average teams move toward the ball. Guardiola's teams move toward the future. You see this in City's third-man combinations. A pass to a player who doesn't keep it, but delivers it instantly to a runner who was never originally involved. It's football in 3 layers. The passer, the receiver, the true target. This is the foundation of Guardiola's universe, the third man, the invisible runner, the unseen advantage. In training, this is drilled endlessly. Repetition until instinct. Instinct until automation. Automation until domination. Invisible rule. #5. Control emotion to control the match. Guardiola doesn't just manage tactics. He manages tempo, psychology, and tension. City players are taught to slow the game during emotional spikes, raise tempo when opponents settle it, drag opponents into pressing traps by pretending to struggle, kill the crowd's energy by circulating the ball like a hypnotic pulse. This is deeper than strategy. This is emotional engineering. It's why City rarely panic, why they rarely lose control, why they can be losing with 10 minutes left and still look like the team winning. The hidden philosophy, we play in the mind first. Guardiola's obsession isn't aggression. It isn't speed. It isn't bravery. It's clarity. Every City player must know where every teammate is, know where every opponent is, know where pressure will come from, know the next pass, 2 passes ahead. This is why Guardiola prefers intelligent players over explosive ones, why he loves midfielders, why he retrains fullbacks, why wingers must understand interior play, why even strikers must pass like midfielders. City's dominance isn't physical, it's cerebral. Guardiola doesn't build a team. He builds a collective mind. Why it works and why it may never be replicated. Guardiola's philosophy requires players who think faster than they run, a squad with near-religious devotion, a club with resources to build perfect profiles in 10, a manager who communicates ideas with microscopic precision reads, a training environment built on repetition, not improvisation. Most clubs can copy the shape. Most can copy the passing. Most can copy the inverted fullback. But nobody can copy the underlying philosophy, the invisible rules turning movement into mathematics and possession into inevitability. It isn't the tactics that win. It's the framework behind them. The real secret football as a controlled universe. Guardiola doesn't try to dominate opponents. He tries to dominate football itself. Inside City's training ground, he teaches something deeper than roles, deeper than patterns, deeper than tactics. He teaches players how to think, how to impose their idea of football onto reality, how to bend chaos into order. That is the real philosophy, the one nobody talks about, the one that wins titles without a single word at a press conference. Guardiola's dominance was never just about systems. It was about rewriting the sport from the inside. And that's the invisible truth modern football still hasn't fully understood.